Hey everybody, this is Maura, Mystical Trinity. Welcome to my channel. I am so happy you're here. Today's reading has everything to do with what is blocking you. So before I get into this reading, I want you to think about having strong emotions. And if you choose one of these three decks, it's going to be a pick a card, pick a deck. I have pre-dealt what the blocks are, and then during the readings themselves, I'm going to pull some additional cards for guidance, affirmations, suggestions, and advice from Spirit to help us move through and uncover these blocks for you. But I want you to be aware of being emotionally triggered. So if you get emotionally triggered, if you have strong emotions, whatever they are, that's just letting you know that you're on the right path. If you're not feeling anything, then it's not for you. It has no message in there for you if you're not getting any sort of emotional response within watching this. But if you get angry, if you get sad, if you get frustrated, and even if you get like really happy or gleeful or joyous, those are all strong emotions that are letting you know that it's resonating with you. If you're feeling really pissed off when I pull some of these cards, like really angry or really sad, that's letting you know that there's something within you that needs healing. Otherwise, you wouldn't be having a strong emotional reaction. And the same can be true for if you're having those happy, loving, joyous feelings while you're watching this. That's just sort of affirming like, yes, you're on the right track. Yes, you're on the right path. So I just want you to be aware of that as you're watching this, because blocks are blocking you. The whole reason they're a block is because like you can't see past them or move past them. And that's why I'm doing this reading, to bring things that maybe you don't want to think about, maybe you've been ignoring, maybe you've been refusing to take a look at them for yourself. And this is just sort of a fun way to maybe uncover some things that you need to work on that may be blocking you. If you'd like to move past the block, move to the other side, see what's on the other side of it, then this is the reading for you. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and share it out into the world with everyone that you care about so that we can all work together to raise the vibration on the planet. So I've got three piles. I want you to choose deck number 1, deck number 2, or deck number 3. Before you do that, I want you to think very clearly about something in your life, a situation, a circumstance, an issue, a relationship. It could be anything at all. Try to think about where you're feeling stuck, where you're feeling blocked, where you're feeling like you don't know what to do to move beyond it, to move past it. So first think of what that thing is. And after you have it in your mind for what that thing is, then I want you to choose deck number 1, deck number 2, or deck number 3 to help you uncover what your block may be. And then we'll get some messages from my spirit team, from your spirit team, from source energy to see if we can help you move through how to get to the other side, how to resolve it, what sorts of words of wisdom and advice they'd like to bring through at this time. You ready? All right, here we go. Take a deep breath. Try to be calm. This is deck number 1. So in deck number 1, what's blocking you is just this energy of moving on. Like you can just feel like it's time to move on, yet you don't want to move on. You don't know how to move on. We also have this energy of gilded regret. Okay, so this might make some people upset or angry or emotionally triggered. It's a number 5 energy. So it's conflict. It's challenge. Gilded regret has to do with things that you feel bad about, things that happened in the past, but you've been glossing them over. You haven't been wanting to deal with them because the emotions that come up, it's like they're too difficult. they're too hard. So Spirit is letting you know it's time to move on, to move past it. Lean into where you feel sad, where you feel ashamed, where you feel regretful, like I messed up, I did something I shouldn't have done, or whatever it is. Someone else did something to you that you feel bad about, like whatever it is, let it bubble up. But it's something that you've been glossing over that was challenging. We also have Ace of Swords. Your own truth and clarity is blocking you. We've got Knight of Wands. This like player energy is blocking you. Something that you thought would be fun, it ended up biting you in the ass. Whether this is something you did or someone else did, lots of times this Knight of Wands energy in love relationships is like this player energy, someone who just wanted to have fun and you wanted more than that. Whatever it is, it's an adventurous type energy that's non-committal, but it's blocking you from moving forward. It's also like letting you know that you're not, it's like you're not feeling into it and the depth that is needed. Again, it's like not wanting to dive into the heart of the matter. Again, the heart of the matter has to do with something that's painful. It hurts. It could be anger, loss, regret, shame, vulnerability, whatever it is. I'll get some more clarifiers. We also have heart with a key, welcoming love, meeting the one, open your heart, getting together, and perfect. This is also blocking you. Love gone awry, a love relationship that didn't go your way. We also have the chaser in a codependent relationship, fear of abandonment issue. This chaser energy, this fear of abandonment, right? It's so commonplace for all of us, really. It's something that we have to work through. And it's that energy of chasing after someone or something because you need that exterior validation to make yourself feel better, because you don't want to be abandoned. But as you look within and you heal that within your own energy, you'll no longer have this need to chase and to seek exterior validation from others. We also have the dragonfly, which is all about transformation. It says, what does it say? Be lighthearted, finding out, things coming to light, adapt, change, and heal. That's the whole reason you're watching this video, to uncover these hidden blocks. It's like Spirit's coming through, letting you know it's time to lean into the pain, the heartbreak, wherever it's showing up for you. It's just showing up, letting you know that that's something that needs to be healed within yourself, so that you can transform it, so you can move beyond it, so you can get to the other side. It's really interesting. Look how we have double energies. This is all about moving on, transforming, shifting, and changing. So let's look at some more. So a lot of this for you has to do with heartbreak, heartache, these deep abandonment issues and wounds. So often they happen when we're little kids. We bury them, they're too painful, we don't want to acknowledge them or address them. So there's this like stuck energy for you. So let's see if we can get a few more clarifiers about the specifics of this gilded regret. Even though we can already see it's a lot of like relationship heartache and heartbreak that's keeping you stuck. So this could be past love relationships in like romantic relationships, but this can also be love, like those unconditionally loving relationships from your parents, from your siblings, where things didn't go so well and it was really painful for you. Like you as your own being have your own power and ability to heal these. You don't have to keep carrying them around. You can heal it, you can release it, you can let it go, and you can move past it. But it's blocking you. So let's see, give us some more. What is this gilded regret? Give us some clarifiers about what this pain is. Knight of Pentacles. Things that took so long you never thought they were going to happen. Or just this like frustration of like having this pain lingering in your energetic field for so long that you don't know how you can get rid of it. The way you get rid of it is you allow it to have space to bubble up. What else, Spirit? Give us another one. Gilded regret. Two of Swords in the reverse. So it's this energy where in the upright, it's about not being able to see the truth, guarding yourself, not making decisions. So in the reverse, it's the opposite of that. So maybe like making decisions too quickly. Again, it's just more of this energy. It's like this Knight of Wands energy. Like it's non-committal, it's fun, it's adventurous, it's not serious, yet sometimes it can cause some really deep emotional pain because there's no integrity. There's very little integrity involved with that type of energy. So for those of you watching this, it really has to do with heartache and heartbreak, whether it's, you know, those childhood wounding issues or love relationship issues. So let's get some advice. Let's get some advice for this group, Spirit. What would you like them to know to help move through this and heal this? Okay. Yeah, this is what we're talking about. This is the inner child wounding. When you were young, when you needed protection and unconditional love and you didn't get it. It says, allow me to give compassion and love to that little one. That's that little inner vulnerable child within you that didn't get what they needed early on. And that need never goes away. It says, let me attend to its deepest needs and feelings. So in this energy, it's possible for you to reparent yourself, to give yourself that unconditional love and acceptance that your parents were not able to give to you. So whatever it is, this is you doing some deep inner emotional work, like checking in with your inner child, like, okay, little child version of me, think about it. It's painful, but this will move you through it. This will break through the block. Like, okay, little child, like in that instance, see if you can bring up specific instances where you felt like you didn't get what you needed. Could be anything, love, food, a hug, care, attention, clean clothes. It can be absolutely anything. It just has to do with you being a little kid, being vulnerable, needing help and support and not receiving it. So this is you kind of retraining those deep emotional traumas for yourself, revisiting them so that you can repattern them, so that you can reparent yourself. And all it is like thinking back on it, having the memory, and then walking yourself through it a little bit differently. And this is you, the big version of you, giving the little version of you that stuff that you couldn't get when you were the little version of you. And it's just through this thought and this power of intention and allowing the emotions to come up. Because the big version of you knows exactly what you needed, what you didn't get, and that little version of you. So this is how you bridge this disconnect within yourself, which is intensely healing, which will allow you to move through this into a lot of love, a lot of light, a lot of acceptance, a lot of validation for yourself. We also have trust. Trusting the divine, trusting the transformative powers of this deep healing work. It says, allow me, divine, to give you my deepest longings, trusting you to know exactly how to handle them. So this is you connecting with your higher self, connecting with the divine, with God, with spirit, with source, with Gaia, whatever you want to call it. It's about this big, unconditionally loving energy, the source energy, trusting, right? That you can give your pain away to spirit. You don't need to be carrying it around anymore. You're not meant to be stuck in emotional pain. You can just let it go. Trust the process. Trust life. Trust the healing that's going to come from that. What else, Spirit? What advice do you have for group number 1? Lifting the veil. Yep, that's what this is all about. Seeking beyond through the darkness, not letting the fear and the darkness keep you stuck, keep you from fulfilling what it is you're here to do. It says questioning everything. Anything unaligned must go. So through this process of questioning everything, you're empowering yourself to make a conscious choice and decision about what doesn't feel right to you. And if it doesn't feel right to you, you don't need to explain anything to anyone. Just get rid of it. Because as you do that, again, it's creating space, freeing up space for amazing new things to come in, helping you get rid of this old stuff that's just not supportive. It's not nurturing. It doesn't feel good. Okay, let's see what angels are here with you through this sacred journey of emotional pain and healing. The angel of guidance. Look at how beautiful this is. It says a renewed sense of direction and purpose will soon manifest. Of course it will, because you are dissolving blocks. You are removing these things that have kept you stuck and stagnant for so long. And in doing this deep healing work, again, you're creating space. You're going to create a lot of momentum for yourself and moving forward. Beautiful. Because it's right around the corner. It's sort of like, that's why you clear blocks, right? Like so that you can move ahead. Okay, and let's just get one final message of support and guidance for you in group number 1. It's one final message for group number 1 in doing this deep healing work. Intention. Yes, look at how beautiful that is with a heart being highlighted. Again, it's this cloaked feminine figure. It says, do not lose sight of your original intention. Check inside your heart to see if the path you are traveling fits in with your original hopes and aspirations. If not, take action, take control, and steer your life back on course. Yes, that's the whole reason you're watching this reading. So those were your messages, group number 1. Namaste. Okay, group number 2. If you chose group number 2, these are the things that are blocking you. These are pre-shuffled cards that I haven't seen yet. And then I'm going to go into some advice and some angel messages from Spirit to help you move through these blocks. So first we're going to identify what they are for you. So we've got heart chakra. Number 4, this has to do with your heart, your emotional space being blocked. So your heart chakra connects these higher level chakras that have to do with communication and spiritual connection, intuitive connection above your heart chakra. Below your heart chakra, it has to do with feeling empowered, with feeling creative, with having confidence and self-esteem and being successful in your life. So when the heart chakra is blocked, like all your chakras can't align and work together. So your heart chakra is blocked. I'm going to go through these other cards before I start to help you figure out what to do about this. So heart chakra is blocking you. We've got anger and chains blocking you. Really feeling bound and tied down energetically by your anger. Where does anger come from? Fear. What is fear? The opposite of love. It's simple, yet it's complicated. We also have love call. Someone expresses love, a message of love, thinking of you and letting you know. So this is a block. Someone not reaching out to you, not speaking words of love that you were expecting. We also have girl talk, time with friends, moving on, happily single, living in the moment, having fun. Again, this is what's blocking you. This is like you, I don't really need anyone, but I kind of do, right? desiring some support, removing those judgments of you should do this, you should do that, you should be this, you should be that, you should be in this kind of a relationship, you should be in that kind of a relationship. What's wrong with you for not being in the sort of relationship that everyone tells you you should be in, right? It's like all of this it's not necessarily self-judgment. It's like that energy that people hit us with all the time, and then we can't help but to absorb it. And so especially for like empaths and highly sensitive people, like we can't help but absorb all the stuff that people throw at us until we figure out how not to do it, how to clear out our energetic field, how to create our own boundaries and do our healing so that then we're very strong and empowered. And people can't affect us like that as much as they used to. But this is blocking you, like being stuck. For some of you, it's you feel like you're being stuck and being single, but it really has to do with relationships and how other people have like projected their expectations onto you, and you've unconsciously accepted it. So Spirit's asking you, like, take a look at that. You don't need to accept this. The Fool, again, more of this energy of new beginnings. For some, this is like feeling like a fool, like, oh, self-judgment. I shouldn't have done this. Why did I do that? I'm a failure. I'm stuck in this rut. I'm never going to be able to do anything new, right? This is blocking you. All of this like pressure around, I should do this. I could do this. Why? Like, why isn't this working out for me? And it's that like expectation, deep set emotion, being chained to this old anger, right? Let the anger bubble up. It's good to be angry. It's healthy to be angry. It's like what you do with that anger that sometimes like goes off in directions that is not good. Like, don't hurt anybody else. Don't hurt yourself. Find healthy ways to get rid of your anger, because anger, it's just like stuck pain and frustration, right? And as you let that out of your system, then it's replaced with like love and peace and kindness. It's so worth it. And we also have, Four of Pentacles, this energy of restriction, hanging on, feeling like you're not enough, like you're not going to have enough, like there's not enough anywhere, right? So you're like holding on for dear life. So this is keeping you stuck. When you're in this energy, like you can't let the divine flow because you're just like all wadded up and stuck and stressed. It's sort of like a ball. Even like a ball of yarn. I don't know why they're telling me that, but it's like a really tightly wound ball of energy that you're sort of stuck in, especially with this anger. You've got this anger of chains. It's all of this restriction, all of this heaviness. Okay, I'm going to go back to the heart chakra. Opening up your heart chakra, clearing energetically your heart chakra is really going to help you move through this, move beyond it. It has everything to do with your emotions. So one of the tools is sitting in meditation, visualizing a vibrant green color right here over your heart, and sitting quietly and just trying to breathe through it. And just this setting the intention of breathing through your heart space, visualizing this vibrant green color is helping to clear out stuck energy. Also using the color green. So green clothes, green foods, green drinks, green crystals, anything in this green color. Spending time in nature is another great tool too, like in the grass, in the forest. This like nature fertility and growth in green color. Again, nature is there. Mother Earth is there, ready to absorb whatever negativity, anger, emotion that you need to get out of your system. Send it right down to the center of the earth through this powerful energetic cord that is you. It's just setting the intention. Let it go. Release it. Open up the space. Okay, I'm going to pull some tarot here, some more tarot. We've got this anger and chains. It's like being stuck in these cycles of anger and toxicity. And sometimes we get so stuck in the same patterns that we don't understand that it's a pattern because we're stuck in it because we can't see outside of it, right? Like that's the whole reason you're watching this reading. Like, where am I stuck? Where am I blocked? I'm not consciously aware of it. So this is letting you know, take a look at your anger. Whatever strong emotion, anger, sadness, anxiety, frustration, that's just a clue. Lean into it. When did that anger first come up? Did someone say or do something that made you really angry? And then everything else started making you really angry? It's because it's like you connected with that energy of anger and you keep feeding it the more you get angry. And it's like you're just feeding into that emotion and letting it grow and overpower your life, when you have the power to confront your fear and your anger. I'm saying fear, you're looking at it as anger, but under the anger is just fear. Like, what did someone say to you that really upset you? Okay, so then you take a look at that. Like, why did that upset you? What about that upset you? Because that's the underlying message. And usually it will go back to something in your early childhood where you felt powerless, where you felt vulnerable, where you felt ashamed or like you were an idiot or stupid or whatever it is. It's like a negative emotion that you felt. And to protect yourself, to protect your heart, you got angry because it's very empowering. But it's also very empowering to like let the anger melt away. It takes a lot of negative energy. What about like getting really excited about love and peace and unity and kindness and compassion for yourself? Really embracing this heart chakra, this heart space energy, loving yourself more than you've ever loved yourself before, allowing yourself the space to be angry, to have whatever emotions you need to have, because they're just emotions. They're meant to ebb and flow. When you let yourself sit in this like toxic stew of negative emotion, it just creates more of that. It takes a lot of energy. It feels really bad. It prevents you from moving forward. But in watching this video, Spirit's really wanting you to move through this energy to get to the other side, so you can be a warrior for peace and love and light. So let's get some advice. I didn't feel like I needed to pull any more tarot on that. Let's get some advice. Group number 2. What's some advice for group number 2 to help them remove these blocks in their heart, in their anger? Yeah, it's all about being in divine flow. The more challenging your journey, the more beautiful the payoff will be. So let that sink in. Like, if you just feel like you've been through so much stuff and it makes you so angry, this is your invitation to move through it, to transmute that energy, to be in the state of divine flow. Because again, wherever you're angry, you're triggered, you're emotional, you're reacting, it's just uncovering things within yourself that need healing. And these days, lots of stuff that's showing up is not only our own healing that we need to do, but we're also healing generational wounding for our families. Not that that's fair, but that's what's happening these days. Like, anyone who's here on the earth at this time is like a very, very strong person. You are a warrior for light if you are watching this video and you've been going through really challenging times. It's just helping you grow. It's helping you evolve. It's helping you release all of these old energies. Again, it's maybe it's not all yours, right? It can be tied to your family line, but this is what's happening. It's the releasing of karma, releasing of energies. So we have eventually one sublime desire takes precedence over all others, to follow the Tao, the divine flow, at all costs. This is you just like surrendering yourself and your life energetically to spirit and just saying, you know what? I'm tired of how things have been. I don't understand how to do what I want to do. And just like, spirit, guide me, invite me, or this is you inviting spirit in to be in this space of divine flow. Particularly you guys who are blocked in your heart chakra, like it's because it's meant to be blown open so that you can evolve, move through it, move beyond it, do this healing work for yourself, your family line, and probably for the collective, all the people on the planet as well. So it can be a very large undertaking for those of you that are being called on this journey of clearing out your heart chakra, being in divine flow. What else, Spirit? Give us some more advice. I feel like we need another one of those. Give us another one of those cards. Advice for group number 2. This anger and heart chakra. This restriction. Give us some advice. Loss. Purple, having to do with intuition, spirituality. This is like, this is like the heart chakra, the heart space pain. It says sometimes you learn true offering through loss. You make a passionate invitation for love to take over and bring her own plan instead of the ego's. How perfect is that? That's what we're talking about. A lot of the energy that we're going through at this time too is the disillusion of the ego. The ego's the headspace. The ego's the voice that's very harsh. It's very critical. It's very judgmental. It's very reactive. Whereas your higher self voice, your intuitive voice, it's never going to hate on you. It's never going to, say, you should have done this, you could have done that, why didn't you do this? All that negative self-talk, like that's all the ego. Your intuition and your higher self, that's the voice that's like, well, maybe you could do this, or maybe you could do that. Or what if you did this? Like it's a very supportive, nurturing, suggestive voice that it's just, we're not trained to use it. We're not trained to tune into it until we go through these really challenging spiritual experiences that blow us wide open so that we'll connect more with our intuition and our higher self and this unconditional love. And so spirit will put really painful things in our path sometimes, but it's not meant to keep us stuck in pain. It's meant for us to overcome this, to get to the other side. It's like a deep soul lesson. So through this loss, through surrendering to divine flow, it's just helping you open up your heart space, to clear out your heart space. And again, it's for whatever reason, it's not even necessarily just for you. It could be just for you, but it's also this deep set energy that's been in your family line, and it could can also be from the collective. There's just all of this pain and toxicity that's coming up right now, and people that are strong enough to feel it are feeling it. So just try to not allow yourself to get tied to that heaviness and the toxicity, right? Give it to spirit, let it go. Don't get attached to the emotions. If you have, bring some mindful awareness back to that and see where you can start releasing the emotion to spirit. You don't need to carry it around. You're not meant to carry it around, right? Emotions ebb and flow. You don't need to hang on to these lower level emotions. They're just keeping you stuck. As soon as you work through this, you're going to be vibrating super high. You're going to be all love, light, unity, and peace. But again, it's the hero's journey. What is the hero's journey? It's long, it's painful, it's intense, but there's a divine purpose. I'm laughing because it's just so ironic. Who would have thought? But that's how it works a lot of the time. I don't make the rules. What else, Spirit? Give us some advice for group number 2. Supportive advice from group number 2. Yes, more of this gorgeous energy, the blue flame, opening you to higher levels of yourself. You're most likely a light worker. And this energy, it says spontaneous awakening, activation, integration time. So in this new energetic cycle that we're in, People are upgrading. We're upgrading in our light body, in our energetic frequency, in our love vibration. All this old toxicity, all this old ego energy, stuff that has not been nurturing and supportive is coming to light. It's getting dissolved, and we're in this process of creating the new, but it's a very transformational time. So this blue flame energy is all about the spiritual journey that you're on, about you being activated in new and different ways on a soul level, being called into your soul mission, your soul purpose, having to do with love and light and kindness and light working and doing amazing things for yourself and the planet, for all of life that's here at this time. And again, this can be a very painful, long, challenging journey, but there's a divine purpose. There's a reason that you're here. And if this is really resonating with you, if it just feels like it's for you, that's how you know it's for you. Listen to that. That's like your spiritual, intuitive self, your higher self talking to you like, yep, this is you. You've been in this really painful journey, but there's a reason. It's not for nothing. It's this divine purpose. Okay, let's see what angels are here with you, supporting you in doing this healing work and moving through these blocks. You've got two angels coming out. The angel of prayer, ask the universe and the angels for help and for guidance. So remember, you are a soul in a body having a human experience. Your primary modality is you're a ball of energy. You're a spirit. That makes you incredibly powerful. Just by setting the intention, calling in your spirit team, your angels, your guides, the archangels, the ascended masters, they're all there waiting to help and support you. All you have to do is set the intention, the invitation. Help me, spirit. Help me, angels. I don't know what to do. I surrender this to you. And they'll give you clues. They'll give you insights. They'll give you inspirations and messages in whatever way you need it. Just be open and invite them in. We also have, I love when they do this, we have the angel of relaxation. Take a deep breath, ground your energy, let go of desired outcomes, and you will get what you want, right? Especially with you guys. This is a lot of very intense energy, anger and chains. I feel like you guys have been stuck in this anger and this heaviness and the toxicity for a really long time. It takes so much energy. It feels so heavy. Spirit, again, as you release all of this old energy, this stuckness, to spirit, to the divine, as you invite in all of the spiritual help and support, clearing out your heart chakra, it's very relaxing. It's very peaceful. It's very zen. You don't have to know exactly how it's going to turn out. What's for you on the other side of this block, this path, this journey. Just know that you're on a journey. All you need to do is take your next breath. Take your next step. Sometimes it's just a baby step. And that's why you want to release these blocks and move through them to keep the momentum going, to move past being stuck. And just relax into it. Don't overthink it. It's just all it is leaning into your emotions, leaning into your heart space. That deep emotional work is transformative for you and your life. So relax, just relax into it. Even though that might sound impossible to do, that's what they're saying. There's no desired outcome. The outcome is just dealing with your emotions, trusting spirit, stepping into that divine flow, knowing the only thing that you have to do is clearing out your heart chakra, letting yourself feel whatever it is you need to feel. It's just feeling emotions. That's all you need to do. It's hard, but you can do it. And at least it's something clear. Like, okay, I just need to feel this anger. I need to get to the root of this anger and understand that that anger is keeping you stuck. Dive deep under the anger. Where is it coming from? It's probably coming from that time that you were 4 and, you know, you wanted a candy bar and you couldn't have it. Or you wanted to, maybe you felt ashamed or embarrassed and your parents never addressed it. And then you're just like protecting your heart, like, oh my God, I never want to feel that emotion again. So I'm just going to be angry and fight back and defend myself because no one ever defended me, right? Like whatever it is for you, that's your only job, is to uncover that, because that's what's blocking you. And it has everything to do with your heart space, your heart chakra, your emotional body, your feeling body. It has everything to do with unconditional love, right? That's why we're all here. That's too many, Spirit. I just want one message to wrap up this reading. One message, please, Spirit. Thank you. Magic. Love it. Again, it's more this energy of surrendering to divine flow. It says magic, blessings, transformation. A blessing in disguise is coming your way. Keep an open heart and mind. Again, affirmation letting you know there's magic on this journey. It's time for you to let go of this anger, of this toxicity, of this loss, of this feeling stuckness. Know that there is a greater purpose to everything that you've been through. Let go of the outcome. You don't have to know what it is, but you can be assured there's a tremendous amount of magic in the transformative process that you currently find yourself in. So those were your messages, group number 2. Namaste. Okay, group number 3. Let's find out where you're blocked and uncover your blocks and see what advice Spirit has for you. Conflict and defeat. This is blocking you. It's a number 5 energy. It has to do with challenge. It has to do with difficulty. Feeling like you have no idea how to get through what you're currently going through. Feeling like you're desperate, you're desolate, you have no hope, right? Feeling really beat down by life. We also have hiding your true self. Interesting. 14 adds up to a number 5. 2 5s. 5 is all about challenge, conflict, and positive shifting and changing. So there's an aspect of you that you're hiding. You probably haven't felt safe to be authentically you, but that is blocking you from moving forward. We also have coffin. Endings bring new beginnings, growth, change, liberation, and transition. There's death here, whether this is the death of you, the old you, or some sort of loss and death you've experienced in your inner circle, your family, your friends, your loved ones. But this is keeping you stuck. We also have the golden mirror. See how the heart is there in the golden mirror? It says self-absorbed, narcissist, one-sided relationship, love bombing. So this narcissistic energy is blocking you. And this narcissism, it's a mental health condition, but it also has to do with trying really hard to get love because you don't feel loved. That usually comes from early childhood wounding. But Spirit's wanting you to see if you can look beyond this. And what's beyond this is this energy of being of service to others. We also have addiction, codependent, obsession, possession, controlling. He's a block and restraint. So you could have some addictions that are blocking you. It can be food, it can be sex, it can be drugs, it can be social media, it can be addictions to certain emotions, you know, whatever the emotions are, but it's blocking you and it's keeping you stuck. Interesting how, like for some of you, you know, it's this energy, like this golden mirror, addiction, and coffin. These are some very powerful negative energies. And there's all of this like heaviness. We also have King of Swords. It's like this severity in your thought process. This is very like black and white and judgmental thinking, whether this is you being really judgmental on yourself or worrying about the judgments that others are holding against you. It's very severe. It's very sharp. It's not warm and fluffy and fuzzy and loving at all. It's pain. This is like a painful, judgmental energy. And we also have Ten of Cups in reverse, like feeling like you don't deserve to have this happily ever after. For some reason, you feel like you're not worthy. And it's kind of like you just have like so much of who you are that you've been holding back and protecting. And it's for like all of these lower level vibrations, kind of keeping you stuck, addiction and narcissism and just like all of this heaviness. And it's like your true heart and soul and being is just dying to get out. So we'll see the spiritual messages, the cards that come through. But a lot of this has to do with you not giving a rat's ass what anyone else thinks about you and doing what feels right and true to you. As long as it's in this high vibration energy of unconditional love and kindness and compassion and nurturing, right? Helping others, being of service to others, not being selfish and greedy and protective, right? It's all of this like self-protective energy. There's a lot of like pain and toxicity around you. All this energy of like judgment. And the energies of unconditional love and light and kindness and compassion, there's not severity. That's not a severe energy. It's very flowing. It's very fluid. It's very forgiving. For some of you, you're going to need to forgive yourselves before you can move through this energy. Then you're going to need to forgive others so that you're not carrying all of this heaviness and all this weight. And you also need to understand, like, you don't have to have all the answers. The only thing that you really have control over is yourself, your own thoughts, your own feelings, your own actions, your own reactions. And then you have to deal with what spirit puts in your path. All of your empowerment comes from you. So let's see. Group number 3, what would you like them to know, Spirit? Signs. Instincts are the message from the inner divine. This is you asking. This is Spirit asking you to look within. Those signs and synchronicities and signals that you can recognize, that you can keep top of mind. It's like Spirit providing you clues, little seeds on your path and on your journey. Because see how you're at the center? Like you're the center of your own universe. And the journey that you're on is all about owning who you are and deciding if you like that person or you don't like that person, and understanding you have the power to be whoever it is you're deciding to be. Like you can do whatever you want. You are an all-powerful divine being. And this instincts, this intuition, it's that quiet little voice that's nurturing, that's supportive, that's light, that's inspiration. And so look for signs and synchronicities from your spirit team. It could be repetitive numbers like 111, 333, 777. It can be little feathers. It can be like a stranger turning around and saying something to you. It can be anything at all. But these are intuitive signs that you're going to pick up on intuitively that are affirming for you, yes, this is your path. Because it's going to be different for everybody. Yeah, and we have allowing. Look at how beautiful this is. Again, interesting how both of these cards, it's all of this purple energy having to do with intuition, spirituality, your higher self. It says radical acceptance, says yes to reality in any given moment. So what's needed can come next. Again, it's like letting your guard down, letting your barriers down, knowing that you can deal with whatever it is you're dealt, knowing that the only constant is change itself. And change, the deepest change, happens from within and then ripples out. Just like in this lotus flower, the lotus can only bloom after it goes through all of this heavy, stuck mud. And the lotus blossom, the bloom, the bud has to work up through the heavy mud before it can become the beautiful, pristine, amazing thing that nature intended. So it's like speaking to the journey that you're on. So it doesn't matter if you've been through all of the shit and this muck and you're currently in the middle of it. It's just taking you to the highest version of yourself. And you get to choose who that's going to be in any given moment. You can choose to do things differently anytime. What else, Spirit? Advice for group 3. The blue flame again. And group 2 also got this. So it's spontaneous awakening, activation, integration time. This is happening for a lot of people on the planet at this time. People are getting upgraded in their energetic vibration and the amount of light they're able to hold as a light being. We're a soul, a spirit in a body having a human experience. If you're on the planet at this time, it was by divine design. If you're going through this process where you're like questioning everything, your life is falling apart, you feel like you're living a pile of shit, that's how you know you're in this energy of spiritual activation. It can come in really intensely. It can feel awful. It can be extremely painful, but there is a higher purpose. It's because you're being called up spiritually through this new gateway, through this new portal, something that your soul decided that you were going to do before you came to experience this life. A lot of light workers are being called up at this time. For you guys, I'm guessing that part of your mission has to do with spiritual work. Interesting. But this is like a deep soul activation. But it's feeling this, all of this like conflict and challenge and pain. It's just like, oh my God, it's heavy. But you're just meant to keep moving. This is just a block that we're solving for you so that you can be this incredible being of love and light and mysticism and spirituality, because you have this really beautiful, unique, energetic imprint that nobody else has. That means that you're on the planet to do something nobody else can do. No one. There's only one of you. There's only ever going to be one of you, and you are really needed. You are meant to be here on the planet at this time. But it's like you got to move through the heaviness. That's your challenge. It's self-examination. It's letting go. It's like feeling the pain and making different choices for yourself. Choices that are empowered. Choices that have to do with love and light and kindness and compassion and nurturing, whether that's been shown to you or not. It's like you're meant to change like these patterns of what you've been through, to create new patterns. Let's see what angels are here with you at this time. So many angels. Okay, we have 3 cards. God of reflections. The qualities you see in others are simply your own reflection. Think about that. If you didn't see this quality in others, it would be something like that you couldn't grasp in your own concept, in your own headspace. So since you're able to see these qualities in others, whether you like them or not, it's just a reflection of something within you. So if you're viewing someone very negatively, that's just letting you know you have that quality within yourself, and you have the power to expand it or retract it, to do more of that thing that you may or may not like, or to do less of that thing you may or may not like. But it's this energy of self-awareness. We also have the angel of clearing. clearing out the old to make space for the new. Your time of waiting and confusion will soon be over. There's always a divine plan, a divine design. If you're confused, if you're stuck, that's why you're watching this video about blocks. Lean in to all these lower vibrational negative energies that I've been talking about, because that's the only path through. You got to feel it. You have to acknowledge it so that you can release it. If it's subconsciously buried within you, you have no hope of moving through the block because you're like walking around, you don't know what's going on. But the fact that you're watching this, like you're doing this deep inner work, that's intensely transformational. That's taking you into this amazing new time. Yeah, see, I'm feeling this for a lot of you. You're light workers. You're leveling up in your spiritual gifts and abilities. A lot of you are psychic. You're intuitive. You're empathic. Maybe you're going to be tarot readers. Maybe you're going to be animal communicators. Maybe you're going to do some sort of healing of the planet. I don't know, but you're healers of all different shapes and sizes and forms. And you're here being called into higher spiritual ways of being and doing. With the angel of psychic ability here, it says your intuitive and psychic abilities are strong at present. And they're getting stronger by the moment because we're going through a really massive energetic upgrade. Okay, so I'm just going to get one final message to wrap up this reading. One final message for group number 3, Spirit. Just to help support them in their journey. One final message for group number 3. Okay, we've got 2. Yep. Okay, so we've got balance. It says, all is perfect just the way it is. Own and acknowledge every part of you, and you will find the balance you are seeking. So for you guys, this has to do with shadow work, with embracing those aspects of yourself you're not very proud of and you don't feel very good about, but yet they're a part of you. And as you embrace your shadow side, it has no power over you anymore. All it's doing is making you more self-empowered because you know your weaknesses as well as your strengths. And then you can play to your strengths and not give as much energy to your weaknesses. That's making you more empowered, dealing with whatever the emotions are that are coming up for you. This is bringing in some beautiful, much needed balance, just strengthening you from the inside out. And we also have silver vibrations. It says your vibration is being raised to a higher level. You may be feeling that you are in this world, but somehow not of this world. This is the magic of creation at work in your life. As silver starlight enters your aura, your energy field is strengthened, giving you a clearer connection to spirit and revealing the greater purpose of your life. Amen. Beautiful messages. So you guys, group number 3, this challenge, this conflict, this toxicity, this just like heart-wrenching stuff that you're going through, there's a divine purpose. You're being upgraded. You're being invited into light working and spirituality in new and different ways. It's really, really beautiful. So those were your messages. Namaste.